Oh my God! Unbelievable! What a fight!
Champ, you hear me?
There we go. I can hear you now.
Awesome. Hey, you have a TikTok?
Kind of do, but I don't use it though.
You want
No.
me to tag you? Okay, I'm not gonna tag you then. I'll send it to you though, because I just put uh I just promoted it on there, and my numbers have been getting really good. I'm
Oh,
trying to get
good.
everybody to I'm trying to get everybody to sign up because or to follow me on there because I want to start going live on TikTok. Um, yo, people making bread right there.
And
Dan, to be
what?
honest with you, bro, you should be doing that. So I mean, right now,
I know.
no, obviously not right now, right? But real talk though, you have such a you're able to communicate really well, and I think you could do like a vlog style thing, and get that bread up, bro, for real. I really do. But we could talk about that later. Listen, I
Okay, that
want to
sounds good.
let a little bit of the audience build up. I was gonna go live at 5, but I wanted to make sure that I just promoted everything. But at the end of the day, this is what I want to do. I want to how much time do you have? You have at least 15?
Yeah, we got 15 for sure.
15. Okay, cool. So maybe 15, maybe 20 at the most. We'll just do it. And what I'm going to do is I have some of these questions and I have the fight announcement. So after I'm done live in like a few hours, I'll go ahead and edit it up, chop it up, and I'll send it to you. That way you could, use it to promote and all that other stuff.
My God, that sounds like a plan with me, brother.
Hell yeah. Listen, first of all, welcome everybody to Infighting Podcast. I want to thank everybody who rocked out with me yesterday for that 3 hour show. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate the feedback, the likes, the follows. Everything is just trending upward in the community. And I'm just so happy to be able to be in this position. And I want to keep giving y'all the content that I think is the most the content that should be focused on, right? Because in boxing, in MMA, and wrestling, combat sports, it's easy to get distracted by the fluff. But today, on this show, we have friend of the podcast, Darius Fulghum, who has just been announced. He is going to be fighting BEK the Bully May 30th in Las Vegas in what will be a WBO super middleweight eliminator, guys. Huge match, huge opportunity. And we got the man himself. Darius, what's going on, champ?
Oh, blessed to be on. I'm blessed finally that the announcement is here. I've known about it for like a little bit, but finally, love being able to finally talk about it. It's an exciting matchup. You got two Golden Boys, top 160, 168 pounders. So it's the crossroads fight here. So I'm ready to move up the ladder though.
And you knew about the fight. Did you know about the WBO designation as well?
Yeah, to clarify too real quick. It's with the WBA.
I'm
And
sorry,
I was
WBA. I'm so sorry. You're
Yeah,
right. WBA. I'm
no,
so
good.
sorry.
And I only say that too because that has important implications for things that happen in the future, right? So, to answer your question though, yeah, I did know.
Got you. Now, BEK the Bully. That's what they call him. From Uzbekistan, he's got a um decorated amateur career. Coming off the back of a split decision win, though, off of David Stevens at the Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas. He has a great reputation. Um, and this whole like Eastern European like movement, it just feels like they think shit is soft, shit is sweet with Americans. I feel like, and I'm so excited that you're getting this fight right now, coming off the back of an incredible performance where really you caught a lot of people's attention. Talk to us about
Mhm.
the position, the momentum heading into this fight. Does it just feel so right now?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think mostly throughout my entire boxing career, I always feel like the timing has always been perfect. And that's something I always really truly believe that everything happens for a reason, right? And this going back, I'll take you back to my amateur days, right? Like there's a time, I was in nursing school and I didn't have the time to really dedicate while I was fighting in the amateur. So, I took like a year off to make sure I finished school. And right when I graduated, May 2019, they had the Olympic trials, December 2019. And I felt like everything was such an alignment for all my goals that I wanted to accomplish. So, I locked back in on boxing. I won the Olympic trials, got on Team USA. And it's funny I say perfect time because COVID came and it kind of disrupted my plans for going to the Olympics. So I wasn't able to get a bid to be able to go because of COVID. Um, but I feel like everything worked out, for a reason. And I feel the same way in this situation here because this fight has been something that, me and my team have been talking about something that we really wanted, right? And honestly, we thought it was going to come later on in the year, but when the opportunity came now, it's like this is what we've been waiting for, right? This is a perfect opportunity for us to really, put a stamp on who we are in this division and really make some noise. So I think everything's just been lined up perfectly. I just been extremely happy with my team and with Golden Boy and the progression I made as a pro. And I'm ready to seize this moment.
Yeah, I want to talk about that progression real quick because the thing I love about boxing, I've been covering this sport for just over 10 years now. I had my 10-year
Mm,
anniversary last year actually.
okay.
And I could tell you that I've seen a lot of fighters that you would have never even heard of. And I could tell you that at the end of the day, the one quality that I've seen that is consistent in every single fighter that I've seen have success, MMA, kickboxing, boxing, doesn't matter. That is the attitude of a workhorse. And that's what you have. And I feel like you've always had that, right? Because for those that don't know, you have, a background in nursing. I mean, if people don't know, that degree is very difficult. You have to be very smart and work very hard to get it. And then you're also a fighter. Like to have that ability to be that guy, but it's coming at the same time where you can see in ring the developments you're making and the adjustments that you're making that are happening real time. Tell us a little bit about the training as you're heading into this fight for May 3rd. Nutritionist, possibly, like whatever you're doing great. Can you talk a little bit about it? Is there anything you could tell us that you put in a bottle, so to speak?
Man, camp has been going great. Like I said, I usually don't really get out of camp, like Like boxing is my life. I don't have anything else to do. There is no like really long gaps in between fights. When I had to fight February 15th, you know, there may be a little bit of like a weekend or something. I was going out of town and stuff, but I'm always in the gym, man, because I actually love it though. Like it's something I love to do. And especially getting into fights, I love being able to finally lock in. And I always do this stuff way ahead of time though. But as far as nutrition goes, I kind of handle all that stuff myself. I cook all my meals. I cook what I need to eat. It makes my weight cut so much easier. I feel like I got this down to a science, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
I got it. I got this down to a science. At least for me,
Word.
because my thing is, bro, I love to eat. Like honestly, being truthful, if I wasn't doing boxing, my dream job would honestly to be a food vlogger. That if I just go
No
around and
word
just
for real.
bro, I'm a big foodie, man. That's what I love, right? And
Oh, I
so,
love that. I love
bro,
that, bro.
I'm a big foodie. And so um now I've gotten to a point where, it's kind of contradictory to what I do, right? I gotta cut weight, I gotta make weight, I gotta fuel my body to train. And so I've started to find ways on how I can still be able to eat everything that I enjoy, but still do it in a way where my body's still able to perform. I'm still able to cut weight. So, man, I got all the hacks, bro.
Bro,
I really know how to cut weight. I be seeing people. One thing I
I
can't
love
do.
it.
I'm watching people cutting weight, and it seems so miserable to me. I'm like, I couldn't do that.
Oh man, you're
I'm
right.
not. I'm not eating the same. I'm not meal prepping five of the same meals to eat throughout the week. That just sounds miserable to
That's
me.
not the way it works.
I'm not.
So is it
I'm not finna eat.
intermittent fasting type of shit or what?
No, it's not. So I mean, this is boxing what I do. This is what I do full time. So I do have the luxury where I don't need a meal prep. When I need to eat, I just go in the kitchen and I cook it.
Beautiful.
Um, but I don't do the same. I'm not eating chicken, rice, and veggies every single day, right? I found ways of still being able to eat very high protein um meals, but a lot less calories. Um, so it always helped me cut weight though. So
Bro,
I,
that's it right there.
I got
That's
this
it right
down to
there
a science,
because
bro.
yo, people they fall off because they have to eat the same stuff over and over. When I was when I was powerlifting, yo, I got sick of it, bro. I couldn't eat chicken
Man,
anymore. It was done. I was done with it, bro. And I even got tired of steaks, which I never do, right? But
boy,
I love this. And I can tell you that I feel like you're being dead honest. First of all, I
I'm
know you
being
to be
real,
an
bro.
honest guy. I've always known you to be the realest, but the thing is you have that education. I've always thought that's what separates you is the knowledge of the body. Like, and we're not going to talk about anybody else. This is all about you. This fight is huge. It's big. I love it. I'm going to keep telling everybody they need to make sure they watch it May 30th. It's for the
Yeah.
hardcores. Get your casual friends ready so they can understand the champ is setting the path. But I love the fact that these narratives exists for you, right? Because in
Mm.
boxing, I love being able to see a fighter go on, right? And no hate to Eubank, but we saw that he looked miserable with that weight cut, right? But he still got it done. He still got it
You
done,
got
right?
it done.
No hate to Joey, right? But he lost to Zoo, right? He didn't have any narratives. He didn't have the same kind of building you have had. Golden Boy has done such a great job with your narratives. And I mean, I'm looking at it, dude. You just stopped Wilford, right? Harris. You stopped Pearson before that. The Von Alexander fight was the one that people got down on you a little bit, right? They thought it was a bit of a sluggish performance. I thought it was unfair. Vaughn didn't give you a lot at all to work with. But how important was that fight? Because it seems like ever since that fight, you have some new, and not even a new renewed spirit, but you just came out looking to hurt people now.
I learned a lot really from that fight, and the part that I learned I think the most was, during that fight I was suffering with a hand injury. So I mean that's why I was fighting like that. And
I remember.
but even for me, I was like, man, I was in complete control of that fight. Even with that, I didn't show it. I didn't show that my hand was bothering me. I was dominating still with the lead hand, but I couldn't really punch with the right. And Vaughn's a tough guy, man. Like,
Oh,
and
very tough.
he's a tough guy. Nobody really gave no credit for that. But like, I feel like my performance was like the cleanest out of everybody. He Vaughn gives a lot of guys hell, and so
Absolutely.
much respect to Vaughn. But one thing I learned in that fight too is even when I had a hand, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you got
Nobody
going on in
cares.
the
Yeah.
ring. You gotta get in there and you gotta perform. And so going to the Christopher Pearson fight, right? it's one of those things too. I felt in that fight, I probably didn't get the respect I deserved in that
You
fight,
didn't,
right?
and he Christopher Pearson. For people who don't know, this guy was like a blue chipper for Floyd at one point when he was signed, and so you know what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that was crazy too. I'm sorry.
And it was tough because his last fight before that was against Trevor McCumbee. Trevor McCumbee was
Yes.
known to be a puncher, a devastating
Yep.
puncher, and he took Trevor McCumbee the distance. And in one of the rounds, he almost stopped McCumbee, right? And so
Yeah.
so then I
Those
so
are
so
so. There was a close card on that. It was like
and,
97-93.
and so then I go into the fight, and we're talking about, man, complete domination where like the second round is his corner's like, hey man, I'm not gonna watch you just get punished like this, right? And so my mindset going into that fight, because I seen how Christopher Pearson fought against McCumbin. He was a very defensive kind of guy.
Also
Kind
against
of hard,
Leewood, he fought that way.
yeah, kind of hard to get really clean shots in. Uh, and I made a statement to myself that wasn't gonna be like the Vaughn fight, right? Because Vaughn, very tough thing, very defensive,
Very
very
defensive,
very
shelled
very
up,
hard head, very
didn't give
hard
you
head.
anything.
And I remember I said I'm not gonna have it be the exact same way, because that was my big fear. It's like, man, I could easily just outbox this, make it a boring fight. But I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make a
Mm,
statement, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna attack. And so that was my mindset going into that fight, was I gotta get the fans what they want to see. And then the same thing then in the Winford fight was pretty much the same kind of mindset, right? Because
mhm,
early, I didn't. I found out that he doesn't belong in the ring with me, and I got to make sure that I show
mm,
that. And Winford, a tough guy, he's able to take a lot of punches and keep firing back. But Winford was a guy that had to again make a statement with, and so I don't think my mindset has really changed too much now going into this fight. I'm trying to make a statement that really puts super middleweight division on notice. On like, man, who is this guy?
mm.
We need to see this
Word.
guy against a Mogia, a Plant, a Berlanga, a Pacheco, or whoever, right? I mean, the division is stacked with a lot of names. Um, so I'm just trying to put myself in a position where, hey, look, I got to get these big fights, and I'm not scared of them either. Like I really believe myself. You talk about education. I think, one of my biggest attributes, honestly, for is my IQ. Not just like outside the
Mm.
ring, but starting to understand the game and why things work, right? And being locked in and focused, understanding my mentality, understanding who I am as a person, as a fighter. So I think a lot of things are starting to click for me. So
Bro, I can
sometimes
see that, honestly.
I think the timing is perfect. I'm not gonna say like I'm still learning for sure. Like, I mean, there's a lot to learn even in the Winford fight. I got too locked in on trying to like get like the one punch knockout finisher,
Hell yeah.
um, and I started loading up on a lot of shots when I didn't necessarily need to. So like
Hey,
I'm definitely still growing.
it happened like that though. Honestly, like it can happen like that. So I'm not even like look, all I know is that man, I don't want to hate on nobody. I really don't. But there's a guy, at top rank, and he's Puerto Rican. Let's just put it that way. And a lot of people love him and they love to watch him fight. And he's really good, but he has not been tested. And I look at this resume and it's like, bro, Von Alexander was tough. Don't even play. Atlantis Fox, if you don't know who that is, that's your problem, bro, because then that means you just a casual. Alan Campa is a guy who has fought Dorquitos and survived. Like he's taking big shots, right? Christopher Pearson. I mean, all of these fights are competitive type build up fights, right? That's what Golden Boy does so well. But now you got BEK in front of you, a southpaw European fighter. What are the things that you feel like you are prepared for a guy like BEK, and what are the things that you feel like the fight will come down to with him?
Honestly, being real, like I think the thing that makes my style really good, right, is I feel like I am adaptable, right? I feel like I can do. I say like I'm a jack of all trades, but I feel like I can do a lot of everything, right? And so whatever it needs for me to do in a situation, I feel like I can do that. And so I just think ultimately, I think I got all the tools needed to fight a guy like that. I've seen those styles before. I think I got really great foot movement. I think just when I watch a lot of guys that he's fought, I don't think they really had the good feet to be able to counteract his style.
At all.
And
Gabe
then mo
Rosado's feet were gone by then. Atlantis Fox was already gone by then. Yeah.
and then honestly the same thing though too is most importantly is the jab though. I think I really have a really phenomenal jab. Um, and I just see just my vision, my focus, a lot of attributes that I think that'll catapult me to really dominate this fight. Um,
Mm,
so I'm
yeah.
I'm really excited for it. But ultimately, I have an idea in my head how I think the fight is gonna go. But I'm very open minded to being able to adapt and adjust, right? Because sometimes what I've learned is you can watch somebody, right? Like watch a lot of Beck's fights, and you can see how he looks. But that's how he looks against that guy, right?
Mm,
He may come out look a completely different way when he's in the ring with me. You never really know, you know. So I'm very open minded on how this fight will go, but I know that I'm capable of being able to fight on my back foot. I can be able to be the aggressor. I can counter punch. I can be the one that can make it to a dog fight, right?
mm.
So I feel like I can be able to really do anything to take control of this fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, before we let you go, because I know we didn't have a lot of time with you today, and I
Yeah.
very, very much appreciate you dropping on today. Like you did with the fight just announced. And yeah, I hope you can come back. Listen, you know me, bro. Like, I don't want to take fighters away from their fight camp. Yeah, it sucks because it's the hottest time to talk to them, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Everybody's
yeah.
Googling them and talking to them, but I just don't want to be that distraction, right? I've never really asked you to come on during fight week. And even though I'd like to, I'd rather talk to you after the fight because
Yeah.
I know what time it's going to be at that point,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I know what time it's going to be. And listen, you guys in the Vegas area or whatever, don't even matter wherever you are, they are going to be on the zone May 30th. It is going to be BEK the Bully Melikuziev, I think is how you say it. Close enough. And
Yeah.
DARIUS Fulghum, okay, the Bully versus the undefeated for the WBA super middleweight title shot, and it goes down, like I said, May 30th in Las Vegas at the V8
Yep. At the Virgin Hotel.
Virgil Hotel. Yes, thank you. And so yeah, you if you can't be there and get your tickets, the tickets are live right now. You can go to Golden Boy on Twitter or Facebook or IG, and they have a live link for the tickets to get everything there and set up. Darius, before you go, I want to just say that, man, I am really, really excited for you in this opportunity. I've known this moment was coming. I knew it when I saw you fighting and I saw you progressing. I got the ability to see you live a few times early on. So that is why I was able to really tap in with you and the story, the humbleness. I mean, I just, what I love, bro. I'll make this real quick, but like, I love like old school, like 90s, like karate movies. Like Jean-Claude Van Damme
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
silent type, but he was a badass, bro. Bruce
Killer.
Lee, yo,
Killer.
he was a killer, but yo, he was gonna talk soft and you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like Eubank Sr., bro. I love me some Eubank. Yo, that guy's a killer in the ring. What? An animal. But then you hear him talking, it's like, I'm gonna go out, and he's so
Yeah.
soft. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
That's
same with
bro.
Pacquiao. Same with Pacquiao too. I
Same
was
with
gonna say
Pacquiao.
with
And
Pacquiao.
you give that vibe, bro, where it's like, I couldn't imagine anybody having a problem with you in the world, and yet I really pray they don't have a problem with you in the ring. You feel me? So, very, very happy for you. Cannot wait. I
Thank you,
know
brother.
you are going to rep Texas proudly. And so, before you go, any other things you want to say? Give out your social media. Let them know, bro. Let them know.
Yeah,
It's your
yeah,
time.
bro. Anybody, follow me on my, it's just my name, Darius Fulghum. Follow me on Instagram. That's what I'm most,
I'll put it on the thing
active
too.
on. Absolutely. But to all everybody watching, this fight is so important, and I really hope that y'all can find the time to either show up or tune in because it really is a crossroads fight. This is
Big time.
this is a big time fight, not only just for us, but this is to really show who is Golden Boy going to push at 168. Who is the one that they're gonna really give the reins to and be like, okay, this is the guy that we're gonna get the big fights for. Um, and this is a fight. I mean, it matters to both our careers, right? And
Hell
so
yeah.
one thing you can guarantee and see in a fight like this is two guys, their dreams on the line, their wills are on the line, and who's gonna fold. And there's nothing more kind of gladiators than that, right?
For
You
real,
know, two wills, two dreams are on the line, and who is gonna fold. And so
bro.
I'm excited for it, and I think honestly, fights like this, the fans should be excited for because you're definitely in for a good show.
This is what would bring boxing back. Like making fights that are important for both sides, not just a strong A side versus like a strong B side. No, two guys who have proven that they are at a certain level, and to get to the next level, they have to get through one another. And that is
That's
just
it.
the perfect story. It is why I love wrestling. It is why I
Yeah.
love boxing, MMA, those types of narratives. They sell fights, but they also sell me. You know what I mean? I'm a mark for that shit. But yeah, listen, give out the social media real quick.
Yeah. It's just my name at Darius Fulghum, DARIUS FULGHUM.
Perfect. And I will have that in the link. Darius, man, appreciate you coming in.
Bro.
Appreciate you stopping by. You're the champ, big dog, for
Yeah,
real.
you're the man, brother. I really appreciate your time too, man. And I will
Of
talk to you
course.
soon. For
Hell yeah. I'll
sure.
hit you up tonight.
All right, brother. All
All
right,
right.
peace.
Later. Yo, that was Darius Fulghum, and he has his hands full with BEK the Bully. But don't get it twisted, bro. That BEK has got a fight on his hands. All right. Yo, I didn't want to talk to Darius about any of the nonsense stuff that people like talking about, right? Like, but the one thing, because I don't want to distract him, right? I don't want to distract him with stupid narratives. But the one thing that I want to point out without him on air, because I just want to make this point, bro. Who said Golden Boy don't know how to push black fighters or don't know how to push other fighters of that aren't Latin or just not Latin, right? Because that's the thing. They were like, oh, they only know how to push Hispanics, bro. Golden Boy has done such a good job with Darius, bro. Such a good job. If you ever wanted to do like what are those called? Like master classes, like a master class on boxing, matchmaking, and development, that is a career to this point that you could follow and use as a step-by-step guide as far as what you do based on the fights, because it's like a thing where you look at it and, he did what he did with Atlantis Fox, right? So then they gave him Christian Olivas, and it was like, okay, well, that was a softer spot, right? Because of the Fox, they didn't get him out. Okay, fine. But then he comes back with Von Alexander, right? A very, very tough fighter who's durable and hard to get out. What does he do? He goes the distance. He doesn't put on a huge fight. Now, at the same time, hurt hand, and Vaughn was, man, covered up all night. Like, bro, I respect Vaughn so much. I've always loved or I've always appreciated his fights. He gave us interviews on TBV early when nobody else was coming on. But bro, he didn't show up to fight that night for real. And then he did, and then he made easy work of Christopher Pearson. Like, be real about that. And yeah, you could say Christopher Pearson had been lost by then, and he has a lot of a lot of people have him as a scalp on their resume. Fine, fair. But at the end of the day, look at those names. Look at what those names are, right? They're not nobodies at all. And then Wilfred Harris, his last fight, that was the fight where I felt like he really put everything together, Darius. I mean, he did in the fight with Pearson too, but this fight, I really wish I could show it, but I can't anymore. Y'all know why? Because YouTube kicked me off. Literally kicked me off. Please, if you can go to Super Mario SOUP or Mario at YouTube. I'm literally having to start all over at YouTube. Literally having to start all over because I'm not dealing with a second strike. This is BS. Bro, like, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. That's not the time for it. But I do have a new YouTube channel coming out. I can't go live until tomorrow on it. Starting all over. So yeah, guys, we're gonna have to run that back. But I wish I could show it to y'all, honestly. And I might just jump off of YouTube here in a little bit and just show y'all the Darius Fulghum fight from what was it, February, right? Yeah, February 15th. And I think it's worth looking at the November fight too. This is a huge fight, like I said, guys. BEK the Bully, right? This is a guy who has a huge terrific amateur record, right? He was he's a silver medalist, or he got a silver medal at the 2016 Summer Olympics as a middleweight. He has he won gold in the World Championships in 2015 and then silver in Hamburg in 2017. But this is a guy with a real bad reputation, or not bad, but like a bad as in being a badass reputation, right? This is a good fight, bro. This is a good fight. And I'm not even trying to hate right now, but like, think about this for a second. Okay. You are going to have to pay whatever amount of money you're going to have to pay for Friday's fights. Let's be honest. Okay. Let's be honest. there's not a fight on that card that's better than Fulghum and the Bully. BEK and Fulgham's a better fight than anything. Now you could say Arnold Barboza and Tio's as good a fight, if not maybe slightly better, and that's fair. But that's not even the showcase. That's not the main event. They ain't main eventing it. That's Ryan and Rolly's fight, and you're definitely not going to tell me that fight is better than Fulghum and BEK, bro. Because that's a real crossroads fight, like for real. Because BEK can't lose, bro. BEK can't lose again. He can't take that. Look, he is 29 years old. Okay, and now let's be honest. Yeah, a lot of those guys from Uzbekistan and Eastern European guys like that somehow are managed to like keep a lot of their freshness, right? But the thing is that you look at that card, okay? And I meant to tell y'all this yesterday while we were on. By the way, shout out to everybody that was live with me last night. When they promoted yesterday the grand arrivals, okay, somebody on the Rings Twitter team or social media team put out blasted social media, right? IG, Facebook, X, fucking Tinder probably they got their own shit, right? And what you saw was a promotional post that literally, this is how it read. I swear. Now, this isn't verbatim, but this is pretty much how it went. It said, watch the grand arrivals of this weekend's fighters. And then it names Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. And then it says, and opponents. It didn't name one of the people they're fighting. They are selling this as a all for one, right? Like you go to McDonald's and you get a 10-piece nugget, but then there's that special day where it's like, oh, if you buy a 6-piece, you get a 6-piece free. Oh, so I don't have to spend whatever. I don't even know how much 10-piece nuggets are, like $6 on a 10-piece nugget. I can spend $3 on a 12-piece. Oh, that's dope. I'll take that deal. And that's what they're trying to do over there at Rent. Yes, I got my edge up. Y'all are fucking haters, bro. And so at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it seem like it's a 2-for-1 or like a 3-for-1 or like a sell deal. Like, oh yeah, come and buy Ryan Garcia and we'll give you Tio and Devin for free. But y'all are selling fights. These are matchups. This wasn't like, come out and tell us these are showcases then. I mean, I know they are. Y'all know they are. This community, we know we're not stupid, but you're trying to sell it as something different. Bro, the Canelo fight's bigger than Friday. Stop playing, bro. At least it's nobody. If you don't want to say Skull is worthy of the shot, then that's fine. You can make that distinction. But ultimately, when you have somebody knocking on the door of that belt and you have the fight that is the magnitude of Crawford Canelo, man, don't tell me that it's not worth more. Because let me ask you this. If you are of the mindset, right, probably because you're so fucking butthurt that Canelo's fighting Skull, then please tap in. Please click that link and let me know how Friday is more important than Saturday when Saturday is merely the prelude to the big show. Okay, what we're getting Saturday it's not in game, it's Infinity Wars, and it's setting up the in game. Now you might not be scared of the big bad, Crawford playing the role of Thanos. You might not be scared of that for Canelo, but it's still a big fight. And then ask yourself this: Friday, what is Friday? What is it? Are the winners fighting? Because there's 3 winners, so I don't know how 3 people can fight at once. I mean, unless you want to do triple threat shit, and then it's like, whoa, let's do it. How are you gonna? Who's gonna fight who? What is this for? What is this heading towards? Now you could say Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, and that's fine. But what is that at the end of the day? Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is a blood feud. It's a big nothing. Nobody thinks Ryan Garcia is the best junior welterweight or welterweight in the world. Nobody ever thought he was the best lightweight in the world. He couldn't beat Tank. So you have a fight between him and Devin, right? And essentially it's because nobody else wants to fight Devin, and they just want to hide behind Ryan Garcia's win. And if he avenges it, right? what comes from that? Oh, people are going to want to all of a sudden now fight Devin Haney when they didn't want to fight him after he loses to Ryan Garcia. And if he goes out there and starches Ryan Garcia, all of a sudden people are going to get brave enough now? No, probably not. Teofimo is probably fighting his big fight of the year. Let's not cap about that. Like, I love Teo, bro. I do. But man, he talks more than he fights. And I don't mean that in like a sense of like him not having balls. Of course, he's a great fighter. He's fun to watch, exciting, talented, all of that. What I mean is that he talks like he's constantly fighting. He talks like he has a reason to talk and other people don't. But that reason is gone. See, that reason was Lomachenko when nobody else fought Lomachenko. So you could talk. You could be the guy that was TO and talk all that shit and ride on the back of a fucking garbage can or a garbage truck all throughout New York, claim you're retiring. You could do all those wild antics because you were fighting the fights. But at this point, pretty much everybody else caught up that was behind, and now it's not seen or perceived in that kind of way. So if you are looking at Teofimo's year as far as like, okay, what's his big fight? It's probably this one. Let's be honest, because he ain't gonna fight Teo. I mean, he ain't gonna fight Ryan if he wins. He ain't gonna fight Haney if he wins. They are either destined for each other or not at all. And so again, I ask you, what is Friday meant to set up? Are we definitely getting Haney Ryan? Because there isn't another two fighters in the world that you could say are like guarantee, like no shenanigans, pull out type of stuff. But yeah, I think that Darius said something very, very interestingly. He said, this is an important fight because we need to figure out who Golden Boy is going to push. Now, at 14-0 with 12 KOs, FULGHUM has as much an opportunity or reason to be considered that guy as anybody else currently in the division, or at least in Golden Boy, with Golden Boy. But he is absolutely right. You have guys like Jaime Munguia, Caleb Plant, Hamza is about to get his fight. Diego Pacheco is hiding around there somewhere. Caleb Plant, like he said, Munguia, if he, he's obviously got to beat Srirachi. No, I'm playing. What's his name? Srirachi? Something like that. He's got to do the job, right? And you have a lot of other guys that are undefeated other than Skull, right? Like from like countries like Croatia and Russia, and like, so there are guys, even Callum Simpson is still undefeated, right? Yep. Who else? I mean, this is even Sergey Derevchenko is still on the on most people's top 25, most of the ranking. So you have a situation where Darius can win a fight over a guy who's about 10 rank spots in front of him on the world, but only about like 2 or 3 on rankings that they're both a part of from sanctioning bodies, I mean. So yeah, I mean, and then look, there's Edgar Berlanga still there too. So there is a lot of room and options. Even if FULGHUM and BEK were to put out a very, very competitive fight, there is room for both of them to come out on top, right? And I love those fights, the fights where the loser still wins. Like one, I always use this as an example, the Mayweather-Cotto fight, right? Mayweather won that fight. There's no question about that. You could score it any which way you want, and you will eventually come up with a score that favors Floyd that night. However, Cotto at that place, at that state in his career, right? He was turning back time, and he gave himself a few more years of validity and relevancy based on that fight, because he didn't let Floyd smoke him like a lot of people thought. He was man, you're a piece of shit. How did I know you were coming, bro? How did I? Never mind. I'm not giving you no plugs. Don't worry about it. Nobody's going to talk about you. Yeah, man, now you made me lose my freaking train of thought. Anyway, so this is a good fight. This is a very good fight. Good job, Golden Boy. You did a very good job with Darius. You have brought him to the promised land, and now it is up to him to get the job done. How do you get the job done? Oh, well, people would say you walk in on May 30th and you beat BEK. No, the job is done every single day. Right now, Darius is fighting that fight. Right now. He's got to be as prepared as he ever has because BEK is an animal when it comes to being able to keep a certain amount of uh, authenticity on his punches as the rounds commence. So where most guys get weaker everybody gets weaker as the fight goes. There isn't a big drop off in his punch resistance. Not like a lot of other guys, right? You could see like a fight like Eubank and Conor Benn this past weekend, right? And that was a fight where you could see at some point both men were throwing a percentage of what they were throwing in the first few rounds. And this is going to be a fight where you're going to need all the stamina, every bit of it, every single bit of it you're going to need. But anyway, listen, we're going to stick with boxing. Why not, right? We are going to talk about Raw as well. We're going to get into everything, but before we go to that, we're going to take a look at some of the boxing stuff that I've seen here. Oops, forgot IG. Sorry, guys. Okay, so the grand arrivals happened. Tio did something, I guess. Let's see. Bro, Tio is so thirsty for clout, bro. Like, why are you backflipping for, bro? Who was that for? Although those pajama pants are fire, though. I'm not gonna lie about that. All right, let's see. Who is this? Oh shit, bro. Yo, they brought the kid out. Rito is like, all right. So they did their media workouts, which, like if you've ever gone to a media workout, and by the way, these were open to the public. So if you've ever gone to a media workout, they're kind of just bullshit. I'll tell you a funny story though, real quick. So who did Paul Williams fight in his last fight? I covered it, so I should know, but I definitely don't. Let me see. Paul Williams, box rack. So I covered Paul Williams' last fight before his unfortunate motorcycle accident that left him unable to compete, wheelchair bound. Ashita. It was Ashita, who y'all remember fought Golovkin and a few other people. So, so this is the first fight I've ever covered, right? I had been working in journalism for, I'd say like 3 months at this point, maybe 2. Yeah, you know what? It was 2 because I remember I got the job in January. So I hadn't even been working there a full 2 months yet. And I was like, hey, I want to cover this fight. My editor was like, fine, go ahead, whatever. So I cover the fight, right? And I'm so excited because I've never been to an open workout as a journalist. And I'm assuming I'm just going to be able to like go do whatever I want. I get there and it's open to the public. So there's plenty of people there. And I'll never forget. I'm not going to name him because I'm just not. But it was Ashita's manager at the time, or advisor, which, if you really wanted to, you could probably find out. And he didn't realize me and my brother were there working we were working as journalists. And he leans over and he's like, "Y'all are big fight fans?" And my fucking brother has a camera with him, and I'm taking notes. So it's like, "What do you think we're doing?" And we're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, okay, okay." He's like, "Y'all going to the fights tomorrow?" And we look and we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay, okay, okay." He's like, "How about this? I'll give y'all 2 front row seats to tomorrow's action in the VIP with beverage tickets. And all you have to do, all one of you have to do is get in the ring with Ishida right now for 30 seconds." I remember thinking at the time, like, "Oh, this could be perfect for my career." Let me get fucking knocked out by a fighter the first time I ever cover a fight. I'm sure that'll work for me. We didn't take it, but I learned a very, very valuable lesson that day. And it is something that has continued to be a lesson over time. And that is that when you are at a press event that is as boring as something that is an open workout, you got to create your own moments. You got to create your own moments, and you got to give them a reason to watch. He tried to get us in there. That would have been a moment for sure. Watching, 2 little short Mexicans fight a giant Asian guy. I don't even remember how tall was Ishida. Oh, that's Paul Williams. I was like, Ishida was 6'1". No, he wasn't. What? They don't even have his height. That's whack. I would have said he was at least 5'10". He was a tall guy. He was a tall Asian fighter. That was the first interview with a boxer I ever had. And he was so mad when I asked him about the Laura fight. Because obviously, like, I'm young, right? And I don't know how to ask questions. And Paul Williams is like a legend to me right there. I had seen him fight Margarito. And anyway, I go, "What, if anything, can you learn from the Arislandi Lara fight after how it turned out?" And he goes, "Nothing. I fucking won." And I was like, damn. Because if y'all remember, the Paul Williams Lara fight was very, very close. And a lot of people thought that Lara pulled that one off. But Paul was the A side, and Lara was just another Cuban. And unfortunately, at that time, it wasn't thought that Cubans could be stars in that era, I guess, or at least at that division. But Lara would go on to do a lot, honestly, more than I think most people thought he would. But anyway, okay, so let's go back to the grand arrivals. There's Barbosa. Who is this here? Oh, man in the audience. Yo, who's doing the fucking social media for Ring Magazine, bro? Hire me for a day. I promise I will go viral with it. Look at this, 15 likes. Yeah, you know why? Because this is nothing. Big fat. Yo, and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, boxing's slipping so much. And here comes the Ring to save it, bro. Because, y'all saw Turkey talked about how he was going to go, how Turkey was going to go full ham on it, right? He was going to open up like a film studio to make like boxing biopics and documentaries and show series and video games. And one of the things he mentioned was trading cards. And while I have no sources on this, I have heard rumors that they are working with Tops, and maybe that's already out in the public. Maybe that's something everybody knows already. But I heard it a while back, and that would be great. Let me tell you why that would be great. Because if y'all are not sports fans, then you don't know that when you now today in this market with cards, one of the ways that they brought cards back, right? Because cards died off for a while, is they put like memorabilia inside the card, right? So like you could buy like a pack, like a card pack, and it'll come with like a limited edition, like 1 of 2 or 1 of 50, like Tom Brady, right? Or Patrick Mahomes, and they'll have like a piece of one of the balls that they used in the Super Bowl, or they'll have like a piece of the turf that, you know, Peyton Manning was on when he broke the record, or like whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they'll put like piece of the night in there, right? And bro, come on, you could put all sorts of cards together with this Fatal Fury, with these ropes. Look at that, with the turnbuckles. I mean, with the buckle guards, and with the mat. I mean, the boxing mat alone, you could sell like fucking 10,000 cards. But that's sick. I like that though. I like that. Let's see, what else do we got? Open workouts to the public. Blah blah blah. Oh, what we got here?
It sounds like all noise to me.
Oh, are they live right now?
They're not booing you because you're fighting Ramirez. No, they're viewing you because of the connection between you and Ryan. Because these are Ryan fans, of course. And you realize that, so that's why you're so good. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Right now, I'm gonna see your guys. Right now, Ramirez is on my menu. Once I finish my breakfast, like I told you, then we're gonna get on to our lunch. But we starting with Ramirez.
You think people are putting too much emphasis in whatever you went through with Ryan Garcia, forgetting you're the same guy that beat Aloma? You're the same